The Grand Rapids African American Museum and Archives is honoring a local activist and athlete here in just a few weeks at their annual gala, honoring heritage, preserving legacy. Joining us this morning with the details, Lorraine Frank and Teresa Kelly. Good morning to you, young ladies, this morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing well.
Thank you for joining us this morning. So let's just first talk about the person that's being honored at the gala, Mr. Cleo Cross. Give us a little history lesson on who he is and why he's being honored.
Well, he was a student at South High School, and in 1966, he was approached by the. He was an athlete. He was a basketball star at the time, and he and a lot of students were requested to remove their facial hair. And at the time, in our culture, facial hair was a sign of becoming an adult, a young man, and he refused to remove his facial hair. And as a result of that, that was in his junior year, and as a result, he was not allowed to play basketball. He was suspended from school. He lost his chance for a scholarship for college. Then he was allowed to come back, but he wasn't allowed to play in his senior year. And he graduated from school, walked across stage in his cap and gown, had his jacket for his diploma, but he never did receive his diploma. So it was quite I would say, a shock to his system at being that young, but staying active and just standing his ground, saying that this is not right for young black men to have to shave their faces at that time. So, yeah.
And I'm sure that is what sparked a movement of some sort for him being on the ground as an activist as well as the community there.
Yes, it did galvanize the students, and 400 students walked out at that time. So, and you think about the movement at that time, that was 1966. So there were a lot of civil rights movements and protests. And so Cleo was a person who did that for Grand Rapids.
With him being honored in his legacy, so to speak, lives on continuously, of course, and therefore South High, is that in Muskegon?
No, that's here in
Grand Rapids. Yes. Okay, excuse me, here in Grand Rapids. So with him being honored, what does that say about the gala, the fundraiser, on just him being honored for this?
Yes. So our gala is a two-part gala. One, we are honoring our heritage. We are honoring people in our community who have participated and become part of the legacy and the tapestry of our community, and to be able to go to him and honor him allows us to say what you did was real, what you did made an impact on the community here in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Talk to us about the importance of highlighting folks like Mr. Cross. I mean, we're talking only 1966, you know, when this happened. Talk about the importance of highlighting, you know, his life, what he went through, and to get us to where we are here today.
Well, I would say that for people who now hear about the Crown Act, I would say that this was a precursor to that so many years ago. But it just highlights the fact that some things don't change. And to realize that someone his age stood up at that time, and then to look back now and see, or to look at today and to see that, you know, that's still a struggle in lots of, you know, places here in this country. In how do we combat that? How do we fight that type of, you know, stigma or things that African Americans, you know, continue to go through, unfortunately. 60 years ago almost now. So.
Yeah, and you talk about very prevalent in sectors across, even in our industry, when it
Yes.
comes to, how you can look, a lot has changed, but there was a time where, you didn't have that liberality.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So GRAAMA is hosting this gala, and those that don't know who GRAAMA is, tell us the Grand Rapids African American Archives Museum.
Yeah.
The Grand Rapids African American Museum and Archives was founded by George Byard 10 years ago. Actually, in February, we celebrated 10 years. And so it was his vision to make the museum a museum that's of the community. It's for the community. He often says that it's not George Byard's museum, it's Grand Rapids Community Museum. And so GRAAMA stands for the Grand Rapids African American Museum and Archives, and it highlights aptly who tells the stories in the family, the grandmas. And so he aptly named the museum GRAAMA. And that's what we are there for, to tell the story, the many stories, the African American story, but also the stories that intertwine with the African American story and history. No history can stand alone. And it's not to separate us or African Americans from anyone else. It's just who can tell your story best for your family, right? I certainly can't. It would be you. And so that's what we're there to do, to tell the African American story, the experience, and how it interacts and intertwines with all of the other histories. And then just starting here with local history of Grand Rapids and West Michigan.
Yeah, for sure. And talk about storytelling. We can talk all morning long about being able to tell our stories, and with the expansion of GRAAMA, you got more space to tell those stories. Unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of time, but let's talk about ticket sales for the gala. Where can folks get information, and how can they support it or attend?
Right. So you can go to our website at www.graama.org and select purchasing and registering for the gala there. Or if you cannot attend the gala, there's a place to donate as well. So either donate or come and hear the stories that we're going to have there.
All right, sounds good. Well, ladies, thank you for joining us on this morning, giving us the details for your annual fundraiser.
Thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely.